Okay, so I want to make a video overviewing this mugshot propaganda campaign that is pushed by corporate media and that targets ADOS, that targets FBA. Now, here is a picture of a YouTube news channel that is run by one of the major news networks, right? What I did is I took a picture from the top and I scroll down and take one big picture so we can see how often they post a mugshot of a black person. Now this is important because white people, they commit 50% of all crime. And I mean every type of crime. You can see here the crime stats from 2017. White, we're talking rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, theft, arson, motor vehicle theft, fraud, etc., etc., etc. So why when they post a mugshot, it's a black person or a brown person 90% of the time? 50% of the time, it should be a white person. But if you look here, right here, black person, black, brown, black, brown, black, right? Let's look at some other ones. This one from WWLTV. Okay, black. Okay, but this one wasn't, I didn't take the whole thing, so let's look at this one. Here's another one. Black. Black. All right, here, another one I missed. Black. So just black people in a row. So that's a pattern right there that you'll find in all of these corporate news pages. Here's another one. Start from the top. This one is from KPRC Houston. Right here, see? And if you look, Google KPRC, it's owned by NBC. So all of these little affiliated stations are owned by all the major news corporations, NBC, ABC, etc. So let's see. Black, black. I think he's white, maybe spicy white. Black, brown, brown, black, black. And you can see it's like scary narratives to make it extra stigmatizing, extra criminalizing, right? Scrolling down, black. Another one, a black person. And a rare white person and a brown person. So they'll post a white person, but it's not 50% of the time. 90% of the time, it's a black or a brown person, while the majority of the time, it's black people, disproportionately. Let's look at another one. Okay, this one there was another white person. This is the rare, what was numerous white people, but then you get back to black, black, black. Sometimes it's really petty stuff where they just want to put a black face any way they can, or sometimes it's just really scary stuff like rape or murder, which is of course intentional. White, black, black, black. So this one had a bit more white people than usual, but again, it's still disproportionately black. So you will find this on all the different pages, news pages on YouTube run by these different companies. And this is also reflected on actual television. So they are actively pushing this propaganda campaign where they show a disproportionate amount of black people. So why is this? First of all, it's to criminalize us, so we're easier to be pumped into the prison industry. It's to scapegoat us, so people are focused on us, so they can commit all sorts of um, crime. It has to do with our fear instincts. They're using us to instill fear in people, and that fear makes people keeps people tuning in. So again, it's about uh, money. It's about clickbait, using fear. It's a reason why everyone's obsessed with these serial killer shows and these different things. There's a part of our brain that gets so overloaded with fear that we're on the lookout for those things, so we keep watching. So it's money. But there's a bigger issue with this. It's like the political reasons. It's the caste reasons. They are basically terrorizing white people, conditioning our appearance with all these fearful things, so white people cling to these different parties and institutions and agencies. What do I mean? They do this so they scare white people to cling on to the Republican Party, for example. So the Republican Party presents itself as this, you know, tough on black and brown people party, tough on law enforcement party. So white people feel like they have to cling to the Republican Party for their survival, for their safety. They have to create a villain to make them seem that puts them in a better light. So now they can pretend to be tough on law enforcement, tough on black and brown people. They dog whistle that they don't like black and brown people either. And so white people cling on them because they're being conditioned with our images that demonize us. Another thing they present themselves as the tough on borders party. We keep the scary brown people out. This is why they are also targeting Latinos, brown people. So that's another reason why they are doing it, to cling, so people cling on to the Republican Party, and so people cling on to institution services like the current state of law enforcement, which should be reformed, but they're okay with keeping it simple because they're tough on the scary brown people, the scary black people, which is all manufactured. So by rich people, by the corporations and the corporations that own our politicians. So, and this is not anti-white. That was just objective stats. I would even ask white people. It's always when they're showing a white mugshot, it's always working class white people most of the time. They never seem to show mugshots of middle class white people, upper middle class white people, rich white people. And we can also ask, why are there never mugshots of white collar criminals? They commit all types of crimes, yet we never see their mugshots. So I want to ask that to white working class people. And they're either working class white people or white Southerners, or more like ethnic white people. So what can we do about this? One is we need to ask why they even show these mugshots. We need to do something about them showing these mugshots on purpose, because what purpose do they serve? People that literally will show mugshots of people from different states, like they committed this murder. What did that do for a person? What was the point of seeing their face? It has no impact. Like, it's purposeless. So you can just tell that there's shady reasons behind this mugshot industry. Secondly, what happened to innocent before proven guilty? A lot of these people are basically suspects. These people are suspects or haven't been charged with a crime yet. So why are their photos being broadcasted across the nation? That should be illegal. And then some of these people are proven to be innocent or are not charged, and now their reputation is destroyed. They're stigmatized in their communities and in their neighborhoods. I took the more extreme route and basically went on a media strike. So these are NBC, ABC, all these different major news networks do this. Well, when we watch their shows, we're funding a propaganda network. When we go see movies by these same studios, made by these studios that run these news sites, run these news stations, we're funding a propaganda network. Some people might not want to take it that far, but I would suggest at least going using streaming services as much as you can, so you're not supporting corporate news, right? So that's this propaganda network. It's affecting everyone because even white people, they're basically being terrorized intentionally by the people who are supposedly protect them and care about them, which is, and it has all shady intentions, but this is the reality.